Hi guys, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an updated soft glam makeup tutorial. This is very full coverage and perfect for the summertime so that your makeup is not melting off. So if you would like to see how I created this look, please keep on watching. So I know we usually start with the eyes, but for this type of look, I am going to start with the face. So the first thing that I'm going to use is the Wishful Skin Thirst Trap Juice. Apologies if this is not focusing, but this is just a serum essentially. And a lot of the products that I'm going to be using today are mattifying. So this will definitely help to give some moisture. And a little bit goes a long way with this product. And next we're going to moisturize. I'm going to be using the Peach Slices Snail Rescue All-in-One Oil-Free Moisturizer. I don't think I've showed this moisturizer on my channel before, but I recently started using it. Thank you so much to Peach Slices for sending me this moisturizer. I've been using it recently and I actually really like it. A moisturizer like this is really good for me because it says on the bottle that it actually helps to minimize shine while still hydrating and moisturizing the skin, which is something that I definitely need, especially under my makeup as well. For today's primers, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer and also the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. The Dew Primer. This one is a really nice dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I absolutely love the Milk Hydro Grip, and I also really love this primer as well. And then I also use the Matte Putty Primer, of course, to mattify my skin. I get oily in my T-zone, so my forehead and my nose, as well as on my cheeks. So I'm gonna put that this primer in those spots as well, so that it can help to minimize any shine. So now we are going to get into the face. The foundation that I will be using today is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I absolutely love this foundation. I can even go as far to say that it is one of my all-time favorites. I can't go on enough about this foundation. NARS always kills it with the complexion products. It is very full coverage and also is a soft matte, so it doesn't dry your skin out and it doesn't make you look dry. But let me find a brush. It doesn't dry your skin out and it doesn't make you look dry, but it keeps you matte for sure. And it also just really gives your skin this really beautiful, almost blurred look. So I love to use this foundation when I am doing a look that I want to last for a long time, because Miss NARS always got me. I don't like to put too much foundation on my forehead, so whatever remnants are left on my brush, I just use that to tap into the forehead. So as you can see, it gave my skin a really nice soft matte look, and it also made me look really smooth, which I really like. So next we're going to go into our contour. I'm going to be using, as usual, the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade Espresso, and I'm going to use this to contour my forehead, cheeks, jaw, nose, everywhere. For my first concealer, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 410. and I'm just going to hit under the eyes, the nose, forehead, all the usual places where you highlight. And I'm just gonna let this sit for a second. Sometimes I do this step first and then blend out my contour, but today I felt like doing my contour first. We're also gonna use a second concealer. This is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer, and this is in the shade 22. I like to use this concealer to just brighten up my under eyes just a little bit more. It just really brightens the face. You'll see what I mean after I apply it. I love to apply a white concealer or one that's much lighter underneath my eyes because I really love how a bright under eye looks. I just think it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. If you know me, if you know how I do my makeup, if you're familiar with my makeup style, then you know I love a bright under eye, and you will see that. So now I'm just going to use this e.l.f. beauty sponge to just blend out all of my concealer. I have two different setting powders that I'm going to be using today. Of course, as usual, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the shade Banana Bread. I'm going to use this underneath my eyes, and then for the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Derma Blend Loose Setting Powder in the shade Warm Saffron. This is just a setting powder that is close to my skin tone, and I like to use this on the rest of my face because it really helps to just set everything and make it as long lasting as possible. I'm also going to take this little beauty blender and I'm just going to use that to dip into Banana Bread and just bake the inner parts of my eyes where we put the white concealer. This just makes it even brighter. Now I'm just gonna go with a bigger powder brush. This is the Zoeva Face Finish brush, and I'm gonna go into the Derma Blend powder and just set the rest of my face. Now to bronze my face and contour my nose, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Thick Mint. At this time now, I'm going to put on my first layer of setting spray, and before we get into blush and everything, we're going to move to the eyes. So the setting spray that I'm going to be using is the NYX Matte Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. This setting spray is amazing and really helps your makeup to last very long, as it says on the bottle, and it also is really good under a mask. To prime my eyes, I'm going to be using the Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow base. And also, now that I think about it, I did wipe off my bake, but I think as we do the eyes, I'm gonna let my eyes bake a little bit more. So I'm just gonna put some more powder on and then come back. I have two eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be using today, and they're both from Juvia's Place. I'm going to be using the Warrior palette as well as the Chocolates palette. Primarily the Chocolates palette, but there is one shade in the Warrior palette that we are going to use towards the end. So we're going to start with the Chocolates palette, and I'm going to go into this brown shade right here. As you can see, she's well loved, and I'm going to be using a ColourPop E21 brush, and I'm just going to blend this into my crease. And as I'm blending it in my crease, I'm going to bring it towards my nose contour and blend it into there. And I'm also going to bring this down to the inner corner, or I'm sorry, the outer corner. And I'm just making a C shape on the outer corner with the shadow. I'm sorry if the angle or camera looks a little bit different. I had a technical difficulty for a second, but we're back. I'm going to next go into the Warrior palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm going to be using the shade Kano right here, this brown shade right here, and I'm just going to blend out the edges of the darker brown shadow. It's going to lightly blend out the edges just so that there's no harsh lines. As you can see, that color doesn't really show up too much, and that's okay. I'm not trying to necessarily add more colors, I'm just trying to blend out the shadow. And for the next step, we're going to go back into the Chocolates palette, and I'm going to use this nude shade in the middle, bottom row, and I'm just going to use a flat eyeshadow brush. It's dirty, I know, please don't look at it. And I'm just going to use that shade to basically just fill in that empty space that we left. And this is supposed to be a really nice, soft, blended eyeshadow look. So it's not supposed to be like a cut crease or anything. You can just fill in that spot and blend it into the crease. And again, you can go back in with the brush that we used for the crease just to blend the shadow together, make sure there's no harsh lines or anything. For this next step, I think it's a good idea to wipe away the bake under our eyes first. I'm going to go again back into the Chocolates palette, and I'm going to take the brown shade that we used for our crease, and I'm just going to lightly smoke out the lower lash line. I don't want it to be too smoky because I still want this to be a soft look. I think without it, it looks kind of empty, so I'm just going to really lightly just apply that. And then also, as I'm blending, I'm going to connect it to the outer corner of the eye. This last step is one of my favorite parts for the eyes, going into the Warrior palette, and I'm going to take the shade Ahosi, I believe you pronounce it, Ahosi. I hope I'm not saying that incorrectly, but it's just a nice bone colored shade, and I'm going to use a pencil brush to apply this to the inner corner. The brush that I'm going to be using is the Shop Miss A or AOA Studio E112 brush, and I really love how a matte inner corner highlight looks rather than a shimmery one. I just think it's perfect for soft glam looks. So I'm just going to apply that to the inner corner and kind of blend it in. As you can see, adding this matte highlight really helped to open up the eyes and make them look really bright. To even further open up the eyes, I'm going to be using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk to line my waterline. I think with this type of look, you can use a black or a white eyeliner on your waterline. If you want it to look more sultry, I would recommend a black liner, but if you just want it to look really bright, awake, I think, now that I think about it, I think I would use a black one during the nighttime and a white one during the daytime, because I think the white just makes you look really bright, awake, and the black just makes you look really sultry, almost sexy. And I think also you can use a black liquid liner to do a winged liner, so this look is very versatile. But yes, I'm going to use the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil on my waterline. And now I'm just going to put on my mascara and lashes. The mascara that I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. Lash It Loud mascara, and the lashes that I'm going to be wearing today are from the Lash Club USA, and I'm going to be wearing the style Put Put. They just look like this. Oh, they just fell. And the lashes look like this, really, really beautiful. So I'm going to put this on and come back so we can finish the face and the lips. So I did go ahead and put on my lashes, mascara. I also added my little beauty marks and took off my headband. Usually I like to do my beauty marks after I do blush, but here we are. For blush today, this should come to no surprise, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place the Saharan Blush Volume 1 palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Toby. As I always say, if you are a black girl, get you some orange blush. This one is my favorite. It's so vibrant, it's a true orange, and it just looks amazing. Now to highlight my nose and my cupid's bow, sometimes I like to use the shade that I used for my inner corner, and sometimes I like to use an actual highlighter. Today I'm going to be using that same shade in the Juvia's Place palette. It is the Warrior palette, if you have forgotten, and I'm going to be using the shade Ahosi again. It's just that bone nude shade there. And I'm just going to use that to highlight my nose and my cupid's bow. Now for my lips, I'm going to line them using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Dimensional Dark Brown. Another favorite of mine, I use this all the time. Now for my second lip liner, I'm going to be using the Haus Labs lip liner in the shade Neat. For my lipstick today, I'm going to be using the Mented Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Dope Taupe. And of course, this looks absolutely beautiful matte, but if you're like me and you love lip gloss, then of course you can add a gloss over it. Today I'm going to be using the iconic London, what is this called? Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Nearly Nude. This is, honestly, this is another favorite of mine. I think I used to use it all the time and then I just stopped. I don't know why, but this gloss is amazing. And here is the completed look. The last thing that I'm going to do is go back in with the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. I'm really happy with how it turned out. My very first video here on YouTube was a soft glam makeup tutorial, and I think the way I do my makeup and my skills have just really evolved, and I love how this look came out. So that is it. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification bell so that you don't miss another video from me. Again, make sure you subscribe. I have checked my analytics and a lot of y'all be watching my videos without being subscribed, so please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure to also give this video a like and leave a comment down below of your thoughts. And I will leave links of all of the products that I have used down below. Some of these links will be affiliate links, so it would mean the world to me if you use them. And yeah, that is all. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!